This is
Coming to you from the heart of the Pacific, brought to you by Paulie by Design.
respected at all times.
Broadcasting from San Francisco, California, the city by the bay.
It's about to go down.
We shine on positive Pacific Islander role model every Sunday.
Party on a Sunday.
From 10 a.m. to noon, it's time for the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts,
Listening to
Naki and Carl.
And we're back. As Naki would say when we come back from a long commercial break, a 2-week
back, Jack.
break. We're back. Back in your lives again. Episode 25 of season 4. This is the Faika podcast. I'm your host, Carl. With me, your lovely host, Naki. Good morning, Naki.
Good morning.
We had a week off, and now we're back. And we got all kinds of things to talk about. I know Naki's got a long list.
Oh, my God. I'll go Faika.
And let's see. It is no guest as usual. We have a whole bunch of things to go over that we've gone through and attended and been a part of, and all those cool things that we get to do with very important people that are doing important things. So that's our show today. Naki, what's good?
Good morning. Happy Sunday. We're a little frazzled this morning because I was trying to kick my family out. They're headed to church. So Tina, you will be seeing my family there. But me and Carl are going to stay home in Faika. Most of the girls headed out the door. They were looking for their shoes. They were looking for the hairbrush. I was like, oh my goodness. So good morning, First Lady Audrey. Good morning, Tama. Maverick is on. Good morning, family. Nelly. Good morning, sister. Nice prayer this morning. Yvette.
Good morning, Yvette.
Who else is on here? Maury. Good morning, Maury. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We were off last week because we took a break because I went to church. And so, this week was crazy busy as always. So we took a break last week, and I reposted the Talanoa faith leader Talanoa that we had for Pacific Islander COVID-19 response team. And we went on Saturday, and we had Dr. Malik Fuimono, and then we had Pastor PK Thompson. And then also we had Benjamin Powell, who caught COVID-19, and thank you,
survivor.
I can hear now. He's a survivor of COVID-19, and he still is taking him a minute to recover. So it was a Talanoa that we will be having often. We'll have a pastor or Faife'au, someone in the medical field, a Pacific Islander. So we had Dr. Malik Fuimono, and then we'll try to get someone who has survived or someone dealing with COVID-19. So
I think it really started with the national town hall that we had.
Right.
And we had the Ely family on, and we got a lot of feedback about how much their story mattered and how much that really helped emphasize the messaging. So we went with that theory on the Talanoa,
right,
and got and same thing. We got a lot of really heartfelt feedback.
Yes.
I think the one that touched me the most was the lady that said, I was really tired of hearing about COVID.
Right.
Like I just, I was COVID statted to death. Like I knew the numbers and those kind of things, but listening to Ben talk about his story and seeing the pictures and the images of him in the ER on the ventilator really drove the message home. So I think we're going to continue with that as we go through the Talanoa series.
Exactly.
And have people come on and tell their story. We still have stats. We always have stats.
Right.
We always have doctors and pastors, and those are important pieces of our community. But I think the stories are really starting to hit home.
Right. So good morning to my great niece Veve. Good morning, Veve.
Good morning, Veve.
We seen her yesterday. Tammy, Oregon, checking in. Good morning, Tammy.
Family.
Yes, thank you for tuning in. If we can ask you to share our podcast, because we always got good information and we want you and your family to be informed. Maury is TikTok famous.
Tina is headed to the sanctuary. So
Tina is headed to the
go
sanctuary.
Start their service.
Maury is on. Good morning, Maury.
Good morning, Maury.
What I was saying was Maury is TikTok famous.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, she is.
go follow Maury on TikTok. She's got a great page. Policia Tanu Mafili Penny. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Sunday. If you're headed to church, don't forget to pray for me and Carl. And then you can come back and watch us later. Mel. Good morning, Mel. Happy Sunday.
And Yvette.
And
if
Yvette.
you want if you want to follow somebody
Right.
who's witty and has all kinds of funny things to say, Maury, her social media
she's totally
is funny all day long.
Yeah, she's funny all day long. Helen Verma.
Helen.
Good morning. A podcast is shared to Ukrainia, Fiji sphere, Fijian and U.S. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you for tuning in. This week was crazy busy. So we had the Talanoa with Pastor Thompson and Dr. Fuimono, and that was really, we were promoting Pacific Islanders, trying to educate Pacific Islanders on COVID-19 because our numbers are so high. A lot of people have been catching COVID. And, everyone that I know now has been affected by COVID-19. My sister-in-law passed a week, Ta'ua. She was diagnosed with COVID. And then she got COVID and was in the hospital for a week on the ventilator. And her family, my niece and nephew, could not see her. When you get put in the hospital in COVID-19, your family cannot come see you. And so unfortunately, my sister-in-law passed away. So lots of prayers and love for my sister-in-law and my niece and nephew, Becca and Ambosa. COVID-19 is serious, folks. So at the very least, please wear your mask when you go out. And really the mask is to protect you from whoever else, you know what I mean, who you might be around. So we just want you to be informed and know that we care about you. That's why we talk about it all the time, is because, we're in the PI COVID-19 response team, where it's tons of Pacific Islanders. And it's not just Samoan. I know we're Samoan heavy, but in this group we have, the Fijian community is represented, Marshallese, the Tongan community, Chukis, or I don't even know how to say it, but
when Neki says Samoan heavy, she means our programming, right?
Our programming is
us?
heavy. No. Well, I am Samoan heavy.
I'm with you.
But the PI COVID-19 response team is all Pacific Islander islands are represented, and we talk about the numbers. And so I know you feel like we talk about it too much, but because we get all the information from directly from the county or the city that's disaggregating the numbers, which means they're separating the numbers. The Hawaiians here, 10 Hawaiians got tested and 5 were diagnosed. 10 Tongans were tested and 3 were diagnosed. I mean, they literally break the numbers down like that. So that's why we're so passionate about trying to get good, responsible information out so that you and your family can be safe. And
that's kind of what I said in the beginning.
Right.
Is, the people that we get to interact with that we never, literally Neki and I will be in a Zoom meeting and we're messaging each other and going, how did we ever end up rubbing shoulders with Pastor Thompson or Dr. Samoa or any of the PI COVID-19 response team? But then it's very important to get the messaging out there and get it accurate. So,
yes.
Again, what is the most important thing? The 2 most important things are things you actually control. Like we don't control whether there's a vaccine or whether there's immediate treatment. We control whether we wear a mask and whether we socially distance.
Right.
Those things are within our control, and they're the most effective things to do.
Right. So we are going to talk about COVID-19 and Pacific Islanders until there's a cure or until you understand how serious it is. So we're in the Pacific National PI COVID-19 response team, and we literally shove this information down your throat because we get it directly from, the Marshallese community, the, Chamorro community, the Tongan community. So we have it, and we're just in disbelief that we're not wearing masks when we go somewhere. And it's easiest thing you can do is put a mask on. So you can't breathe. You think you can't breathe, but imagine going to the hospital and you can't breathe because you're on a ventilator.
Right.
So think of it that way. And also a lot of people were putting Ben Powell's face to a mask. Like you said, that lady last week that said, I was getting sick of COVID-19 information. And then she's seen a doctor, a Pacific Islander doctor talking about it. Then she put Ben's face to COVID-19, so we just want you to get educated. Also, if you can get on over to go follow the Pacific Islander COVID-19 response team, their Facebook page, Dr. Reynolds Samoa just put this amazing video together. Touching. Jean was the director. Deja Afrotene was the narrator, and it was Dr. Samoa's poem. Go look at it. It'll pull at your heart, and share it so that you can share with your family, what's going on.
One of the points that I took away from, and maybe you can share what, the most important or the big thing that hit you, it was that, we stand, I think one of the terms is we stand on the shoulders of our elders.
That's right.
Right. And the things that they built and they had the foundation for us. And how do you protect them?
Yes.
You protect them by not contracting COVID and bringing it home to your aunties, your uncles, your elders.
Right.
That was really the piece of the video, but it is touching. It's well put together.
Exactly.
Really well produced. They did a great job with it.
They did a great job. And so
quick note on the Talanoa video. Go to that COVID-19 response team page that Naki was talking about earlier. All told, we're over 100,000 views with that video. Because the information is that good and it's that timely. So if you haven't seen the video of the Talanoa we had with Pastor Thompson and Dr. Fui Ma'ono, go check it out on the COVID-19 response team page.
Yes, it's really good Talanoa. You got good information. I know we keep talking about it, but the very least I want you to take away from this podcast is that you wear a mask. You wear a mask. A lot of us, I was like before, I'm going to keep giving this information out because I know people who have lost family or who are in the hospital. And now it's gotten so close that my sister-in-law has passed away. And, I have family members that are now diagnosed with COVID-19. So I really need everyone to, at the very least, if you take anything away, wear a mask. I wanted to say good morning to Rhoda Samoa. Good morning, Rhoda. She says good morning, Carl.
Good morning,
Antinaki.
Rhoda. And Dr. Samoa.
Dr. Samoa. Good morning, Dr. Samoa. Fanga Misa, who's with Samoan Solutions, is on. We had her and Epi on our
and that
midweek.
lady can sing.
And
if you
Fanga
didn't know,
can sing. Fanga is part of our prayer group, and so she starts worship off in the morning. So if you want to join our prayer group, just come on in and get some amazing worship. Fanga sings and plays her uke, so she does a great job. Lena, good morning, Lena. Lena Malai, good morning, family. Thank you for tuning in.
Good morning, Dave Davidson.
Yes, Elijah Alamo.
Oh,
the
Music
Box is on every Friday. Go check him out. He's on the Nice app every Friday. Go follow his page, The Music Box. He's with Show Enough Entertainment, so it's a really good show. Go check him out. How about that?
If you're looking for a DJ and MC,
yes,
he's that too.
He's that guy. Got to check him out. So this week, I always talk about, we have prayer group. And in our prayer group, I know I'm going to say it, we pray for COVID. We pray for people to be healed from COVID. We pray for a vaccine to be created. We pray for the doctors and the scientists and everybody. So that I love, love, love. It's a good way to start your day. You don't have to belong to the congregation that sets up the prayer group. It's 6:00 in the morning. We're all up anyway.
There's people from back east. There's people from different states. There's people from all over. Hawaii is tuned
in. Samoa, Arizona. Oh my gosh, lots and lots of people. So tune in. You'll love it. Get some spiritual healing before you start your day. So
it's a great way to start.
It's a great way to start your day. Last week at the church. Pastor Maverick and First Lady Audrey at their church, they had a food giveaway, and that was in part of the Northern Pacific Islander PI task force.
Regional task force.
Regional task force. So go PI regional task force. So, Tao was there. Patsy was there. They gave away 300 boxes of food in their church parking lot. And I think they're doing it again in 2 weeks. Awesome job.
Great turnout. I didn't get to go. But I saw the pictures and I saw it was safe. So if you're worried about whether it is safe or not, when we went to the church, they did an amazing job of social distancing everybody in the church. There was hand sanitizer everywhere. And then when they had the community event, it looked to be the same way. People were distanced, people wore masks, people were safe, the people were driving by, didn't have to get out of their cars. So the church is doing a really good job of staying active with the community and still being safe.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Good morning, Lena Manuleleua. Good morning, San Jose in the house. So the Northern Pacific Islander Task Force. Northern California Task Force. They were giving away food. They, like you said, they did a great job of social distancing. Everybody had masks, and over 300 boxes of food were giving away. They're doing it again in 2 weeks. Their church is at 610 Sharon, Daly City. Their parking lot is in the back at 55 Oriente, and the way the church is set up, their parking lot is the San Francisco district. So their parking lot is at 55 Oriente. It's in the back of the church, and that's where they give away food. And you drive up, you don't get out of your car, you drive into the parking lot, pop your trunk, and they just load you up.
Make a big loop and then head back out.
They load you up with tons of food, and it's really, really good food. They have vegetables and some meat and fruits and some drinks, and it's good stuff. It's not generic stuff. It's really good stuff. So go by there. It was crowded, and they're doing it again in 2 weeks. So go.
Good morning, Brother George. And
Good
Rebecca,
morning.
Chica.
Good morning.
The Chica family in the
Yes,
house.
Princess Luluski Tahola in from New Zealand. Oh my gosh. Good morning, New Zealand. Stay safe. Yes, New Zealand is doing an amazing job.
Aotearoa gets it.
At that Prime Minister, okay, you go, girl. I love that they shut down New Zealand. They had no flights coming in, no flights going out, and that Prime Minister shut them down. They had like 0 cases of COVID, and they opened back up, like totally opened back up, because they shut them down.
Yeah.
She shut them down. So big shout out to her.
What it reminds me of is when the triplets were like 13, I think 12, 13-ish, we had a discussion with them about, look, you're old enough now that you've got to sign up for the family. Like you can make things really difficult for us and for you if you don't, if you're not part of it.
Right.
And they understood that, you know what I mean? And I think that that's kind of how COVID is now. When you look at New Zealand, everybody signed up for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the entire country
oh my God,
is in for it.
Yes.
Here, there are pockets where it's like people aren't signing up to help fix it. And it's the two things that we control the most. It's the wear the mask and socially distance.
Right.
And there's just people that aren't signed up for that.
Right.
I did see that Trump canceled the Republican National Convention because he couldn't hold it safely in Florida.
Oh,
and
that was nice of him.
So, and after the whole Tulsa debacle and all that, it was not, I mean, at minimum, it was nice to see that he's not going to go forward with that. But more people need to be signed up to address this thing nationally.
Yeah, I'm just big shout out to the New Zealand Prime Minister. She did a great job of taking care of her country. So if only we can do that. So it's a great example to follow. And
more people got to sign up.
More people, exactly. More people got to sign up. I'm seeing every day people not wearing their masks and talking about their rights, or they have the right to not wear a mask, or you got the right to not wear a mask, but you got the right to die. And that's what's going to happen if you don't take care of yourself. So that. And then Tuesday we had our midweek. We have our midweek Talanoa coming up this Tuesday. We have Brother Ricky Ngalteote and James Katina, who's with the Katinas, and they are coming on Tuesday. They're going to be talking about everything under the sun, and also their True Nighted, right?
True Nighted.
True Nighted. So Tune in Tuesday at 4 p.m. right here on our Facebook page. We'll have Ricky Ngoteote, Brother Ricky, and James Katina. It'll be a really good show. We're going to ask him everything under the sun, everything you need to know. They're Pacific Islander role models that are going to be on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Tuesday, 4 p.m. Tune in.
Our midweek. That's actually at the beginning of the week.
Beginning of the week. That's Tuesday at 4 o'clock. And then at 7 o'clock, we want you to get on over to the Essence of Mana page where they go live.
And Essence of Mana looks like this. I have my shirt on this morning. Essence of Mana.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And so they are at 7 p.m. They have their Survivor series, which they've been doing a really good job with that. They've had some great people on. They had PJ. They've had D-Boy and Bex. And oh my gosh, who was that guy last week? Inoke. Yes. Yep. He was talking about his survivor, and his brother that was incarcerated, and
they even invited us a couple of weeks ago.
Right. We were on there a couple of weeks ago. Survivor series. We were talking about cancer and our taboo topic. Our journeys. So it's a really good series. Go check them out. You'll learn a lot. Essence of Mana is put on by Lulu, Anthony, and Nani Wilson. They're with Asian American Recovery Services. Go. Good morning, Mom. My mom is on. Evie.
Good morning,
Auntie. Just right before church. So like we said, if you're going to church, share this on your page so that you can come back and watch it later and get good information. And Jeanette Neves, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. So we talked about the numbers, and what time is it? Oh, dang. We've been talking about a half an hour. So lots and lots of numbers.
I think we're one take, no break today.
We're one take, no break. My family headed off to church, so that's a good thing. We have the census. We're still talking about the census. Census 2020. If you have not filled out your census survey, why? It's so easy. Only 9 questions. Pacific Islanders were way undercounted in 2010. The last census was 2010. They do it once every 10 years. 2020, PIs need to be counted because we missed out on so many resources.
We do. And the programming, we always talk about PIYA. All of these programs, they all, they're funded. These things don't just happen by happenstance or for free. There's somewhere in there that they're getting funding. So when you think about, doing your part with the census, think about a kid right now that's 5 years old. He or she's going to be 15 by the time we have a chance to get recounted. They're going to be sophomores in high school. A lot of that's already have gone by. So, if nothing more than for the generation coming up, make sure that we get counted. We get funded, and then we're accurate also in the way that our voting districts are drawn up.
Yeah. So it's an amazing. I mean, we need to be counted. That's just period, point blank. And it's 9 simple questions. They don't ask you about your status. What is it? Your
immigrant or your citizenship.
They don't ask you about citizenship. They don't ask you, any crazy questions. If you live in a house or an apartment that you said there's supposed to be 4 people and there's actually 10, they don't care about that. We're just trying to get the bodies counted so that we have resources available for Pacific Islanders. So
a good example would be right now with the what is that? Where they're moving people out of Hunter's Point. That's becoming Hunter's View. Boy, I can't. My mind is not working. There's a word for it. But anyway, as they redo neighborhoods, there are people now that used to live in Hunter's Point or Sunnydale that are trying to prove that they lived there.
Right.
And if they were part of the census, then they would have proof that they lived there 10, 15, however many years ago. So there's pieces of that just for documentation points that we need to do.
Yeah.
Helps make things later become easier.
Right. So if you have a 10-year-old right now, in 10 years, from 2020 to 2030, or 2030, whatever, your kid, and we're not counted, your kid could be missing out in so many resources.
Right.
Like,
a 10-year-old's going to be out of high school by
Right.
the time we get a chance to do this again.
Right.
Gentrification is the word that I could
Right.
not think of a few minutes ago. But so the gentrification of areas like Sunnydale and Hunters Point, there's people now that can stay there,
Right.
but they need to prove that they live there. So they're looking
Yes.
for old utility bills. They're looking for
Right.
old mail that they received there. If they were in the census, they would have proof that they lived there.
Yeah. So we're just asking you again to, one, wear your mask, and two, go fill out the census 2020. If you misplaced or threw away your letter that that they send you that has your census number, because on there, when you log in, they'll ask you for your census ID number. If you lost your census ID number, you can still fill it out without having your ID number. It just makes it easier if you had your number. Mary Vavelle, good morning, Mary. Haven't seen Mary in like forever, right?
Yeah.
Good morning, Mary. Happy Sunday. So we need you to fill out the census. If you have any questions, go to census.gov and you'll get all your answers.
And they should have ID. If they come knocking on the door, they have ID that they're a census worker. If you filled it out online,
You will
they
not see them.
should not be getting a knock on your door.
Right.
So if you filled it out online and they knock on your door for some reason, ask for ID. Don't give
Right.
any other information out. They
Right.
really shouldn't be there if you already did it.
Yeah. So August 11th is when they'll start. They'll start sending people to the house. August 11th. If you haven't filled out your census form, somebody is going to come knock at your door. So if you don't want them to knock on your door, hurry up and fill it out before August 11th. But you have until October 31st to fill out your census. So you don't
it
want
now,
nobody
do it
to
now,
come
do it
knock
now.
at your door because you didn't clean. You know you didn't clean. So just fill out your census and nobody will come knocking at your door. How about that?
There you go.
There you go. So what else happened we had Vicki Higgins this past Tuesday. She is running for
District 10 State Senate in Oahu,
District 10 State Senate.
representing the Kapahulu, Moiliili,
Right.
The area. See, the only way I can remember the areas that she's representing is the food, the restaurants and places. So I know that Rainbow Drive-In is in the Kapahulu district, and that's where she's representing. We were there last
Monday. Monday.
January. Yeah.
January. Thank God we made it to Hawaii before the shutdown. I can't even, it seems like years and years and years ago, but we were in Hawaii in January and then we come back and February or March they shut down because of COVID-19. So I'm kind of glad that we got out of the States or traveled before any of this happened.
Elena Malai wrote, we drove by last week when traveling to Colma. Hunter's View looks awful. Buildings so tall and so crowded. Beautiful view of the city must be blocked by all of those buildings. That's really one of the issues, right? San Francisco has is there's no more room to grow wide. Okay. So everybody's going to be building up. If they're going to improve or expand capacity, they're going to have to build up.
Yeah, and so, I'm eating.
That was a bad part
I thought he was
on
gonna
a host
talk
part. I'll continue to talk so that Mackie has time to do whatever she's doing off camera.
I thought he was going to talk longer, so.
But thank you, Elena, for sharing that. And yeah, like I said, San Francisco is only going to be able to grow up. I mean, there's no way for them to expand the city limits.
Right.
So taller buildings seems to be in the future.
Yeah, so fill out the census so we know that you're here, that the government knows you're here. And we're trying to get a head count. If they think, I think San Mateo at 2010 got counted, they counted 10,000 people in San Mateo for the 2010 census. You know damn well there's like 1 million of us in San Mateo. So it was way undercounted and they lost out on a lot of resources and funding, funding for the schools, all kinds of stuff. So go fill out your census. You ain't doing shit anyway, so let's get on it. We talked to Vicki, and then this week we had tons and tons of meetings. We're always on Zoom. We are Zoom crazy.
Should have bought stock in Zoom in about February. Would have been a good time to buy stock.
So if you have stock in Zoom, man, good for you. Every morning we have a Bible study. So I know it sounds like we're kind of religious, but we're really not. We're trying to learn the Samoan language, and everybody says, you want to learn the language, you got to read the Bible. So that's what we've been doing. We've been reading the Bible. We download the Bible app because I'm lazy. And we just read the English part, and then we read the Samoan part and hook it all together. And oh my gosh, you learn how to understand some of the words. So it's kind of awesome.
We've been doing this for months, right? And so I started out with two hardbound or paper copies of the Bible, the Tusipaya and then the Holy Bible in English. And then I saw people in the Bible study class on their apps, so I kept my English version and I went to the app version on my iPad. And then yesterday, after months of doing this, I see Mona's sister Mona's iPad, and she has it in the app, English on the left and Samoan on the right. And it was like this huge light bulb went off that I was like, wow, I don't have to shuffle pages around. I can actually see the translation right next to each other, line for line. You and I were looking at that yesterday. It's actually line for line. So as we go, I keep finding ways to learn more stuff.
Yeah, I've learned a lot of words. And then on Mondays, all of us have this Nganganga Samoa book, and we got it on what is that? Amazon. We all went on Amazon, got the book because we're that desperate to learn. And we have the book and we're going page by page, and everybody is taking turns reading.
That's a different evening of the week.
Right. That's Monday. Monday at 6:00, we do that. We go through the book, and we started at page 1. And thank God they have a quiz on there. They ask you questions, and all the answers are in the back of the book. So that's how we know when we're wrong or if we don't understand. And then they have a video or audio of the book. So we listen to the audio when we're done so that we know whether or not we're saying it correctly. So we're wanting to learn the language as American-born people here, but we're doing really good. Everybody's doing really good, so I'm happy about that. Yesterday we went to Ripon, California. My cousin, sister Mona, her son is visiting. He was in the service and away for a year, so they did a really good job of social distancing, and everyone had their mask on. And there was like, 10, 15 people there. And then everybody was 6 feet apart.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was really nice.
Mona's got a huge backyard.
Right.
So kids were in the pool, and there was plenty of room for people to sit far enough away from each other. Masks were in place. It was nice to see that people wearing their masks. And I had told, Naki and I had discussed earlier before we went, if it doesn't feel safe, I'm going to leave.
Right.
And I was adamant about that. If it didn't feel like I was, doing the best I could for my health, I was prepared to leave. But no, I was surprised, happily surprised at how good of a job our family did at making sure that we were safe yesterday.
Yeah, they did a great job. We did take some pictures. When we took our picture, we pulled our masks down, and then we were right back on just so we can see our face. And we're a family that takes pictures for memories. So we like to do memory,
You take pictures of
I take lots of pictures.
everything.
I take pictures of everything, and only because I like pictures of memories,
And it's irritating at the time.
Yeah, oh well.
But then after I see the pictures, I'm like, wow, good job. Thank
Yeah.
you for taking
Whatever.
pictures.
Yeah, everybody hates when I take pictures, but when I pop them up at somewhere or on social media, they're like, oh, thank you for taking that picture. So kudos to my family for the social distancing and the mask. Everyone wore masks, so thank you for that. And of course they know, because our immune systems are compromised, that they took special care of us. So I love it. And then
What else we do?
what else did we do? We did the social distancing. God, we had so many Zoom meetings. I don't know which one to talk about or if I can talk about, but ethnic media services, they had they were talking about people that are getting evicted from their homes and how that was put on pause because of COVID-19. A lot of owners have their buildings that, if you're renting from somewhere and you have been unable to pay for your rent because of COVID-19 has put a halt on eviction notices. And then now, because of, it was a due date. So July 30th, all the eviction notices are going out. And I think a lot of owners, we were talking about, a lot of owners may still put a pause on it, because if you evict everyone, it's COVID-19. You're not going to refill, that space.
Yeah,
So,
in July, 1/3 of the United States didn't make their either all or some of their rent or mortgage payments. So a fifth made no payment at all. The difference between a fifth and a third, I didn't go to math class, so I don't know the difference between a fifth and a third, but those are the ones that paid partial payments. But overall, 1/3, 33% of all renters and homeowners didn't make a full mortgage or rent payment in July. I think the problem, or people that are going to take advantage of that system, are going to be people that could afford to pay some rent or all rent, but then don't, because they are in an area where evictions cannot take place.
Right.
So there are places where the landlord or the owners are being taken advantage of, but I think overall it's the right thing to do, so that people don't lose their jobs because of shutdowns,
Right.
and then lose a place to live.
Right. So yeah, that's starting. So depending on who your landlord is or what's going on, and then the courts are going to be filled with eviction summons, or whatever you call it. And so I think you have lots and lots of time before that even takes place. Lonnie Famasili, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. And so that was interesting to me, the eviction notices that are going out, and how the courts are going to be filled up. And a lot of courts are either closed or their staff is minimal. So the backlog is going to be crazy. So there's the government. I think they're working on a second stimulus. They're
Yes, they
trying
are.
to pass a second stimulus. And of course, it's held up in red tape and crazy bureaucracy. So
What they're trying to do is not have a situation where people are getting paid more to be at home than they would be at work.
Right.
So what they are believe they can do is figure out what the gap is between what they're making now
Right.
and what they were making, and pay the difference.
Yes.
In the gap, so
Right.
that they're made whole.
Right.
The last time they had the stimulus, a lot of the state systems weren't able to do that. So I'm not a big believer in that. Since March, states have fixed their systems. I don't think that's true, but that's the hang up right now. They're trying to make sure that it's just a gap.
Right. So it's so we're trying to figure it out. The government stimulus. Hopefully, a lot of people need help. And employment is at an all-time rate. This is the highest that I believe it will ever get in our country. Kathy Malaulu, good morning. Thank you for
at you with
tuning
the
in.
vowels.
I know. I've been practicing my Samoan and trying to hit all the vowels. The key is to pronounce every single vowel. So there you go. Kathy, thank you for tuning in. If we can ask you to share our podcast so that you can come back and watch it later, because I know you are going to church. And so we talked about the stimulus. We talked about the eviction that was going on. Unemployment is at an all-time high. So if you're needing assistance because you've been laid off or your hours have been cut, if your hours have been cut, you can apply for unemployment. But if you're needing assistance or help with paying your rent, I know that you can reach out. If you're needing food, reach out to the Northern California Pacific Islander Task Force. They can get you resources. In 2 weeks at 55 Oriente, Pastor Maverick and First Lady Audrey will be distributing food boxes. So if you need food, please stop over there. There's no, you don't get out of your car, just drive up, pop your trunk. They don't take your name. They don't nothing. You just roll up and they will feed you. The main purpose of that is just to get food to our community. If you're needing help for rent, reach out to your local community. Also reach out to the Northern California Pacific Islander Task Force. They have resources they can help you with. Samoan Community Development Center, if you follow their page, they have a short questionnaire that you fill out so they know what you need. If you're needing essentials, they have a short application where you can fill out and they will help you. If you need food or any other kind of resources, please reach out to them. And even if you're not in the San Francisco Bay Area, if you fill that out, they will connect you to resources in your area that can help you get food or whatever you need. I love Samoan Community Development Center because really It's not just for Samoan people, it's for everyone. They also partner with San Francisco Tongans Rise Up, Sister Anna's group. They do a great job in the San Francisco community, Tongans Rise Up. You can also reach out to Anna, and she has resources that she can help you with. Go follow the San Francisco Tongans Rise Up page. Una, who is with
Bula
Duavata Radio. So, yes, Helen says they need to provide recurring stimulus checks. Right, girl? I know, because, people, and it's just, the one, I think it's $1,200 that they sent out last time. And it is appreciated. I'm sure people appreciate that amount of money, but that is not going to, that the pandemic has been going on since March. That $1,200 is...
It's a one-time thing, too.
It's a one-time thing, right?
And I've said this a whole bunch of times to people that if they would run this from the top up instead of from the top down instead of the bottom up. So make rent and mortgage payments,
right?
Pay the interest on those loans, and then stop the rent and stop the mortgages until we get those paid off, and then make payments to people. The money would go further if they just stopped mortgage payments and rent. And made the owners or the landlords whole from that end, and then you have to pay far less to the individual for them to be able to eat, for them to be able to do things in their lives, for gas and those kind of things.
Right.
Less money would need to be spent, but they're doing it the other direction. It's too slow. And then when, there's a lot of comparison that I'll see where people are saying, well, look what Japan did, and they didn't lock everything down. They didn't do some of the things that we've done here in the United States. They were less strict. But if you look at what Japan did in terms of their stimulus program, it was like a fifth of their GDP. I mean, what they gave their people, their population, is way different than and way more than what the government has given the American citizens. So there's pieces to this, but in the end of it, like the individual person, the common person just trying to,
make it,
that was living from paycheck to paycheck,
right,
or was behind at the
right,
point that all this started, like there's dire times right now for
right,
a large population of people in the United States.
Right. Yeah. Kathy is saying they should also take into account those that have not stopped working due to being essential workers. Right. They did not receive EDD benefits along with the increase that was given. That's so true. They did not. And so big shout out to essential workers. They're still working no matter how much they pay. Like, the street cleaners, they make good money. But if you're, if you're in the hospital and you're one of the people that clean, the hospital, like you're one of the in housekeeping, you probably would have made more. I don't even know how much they make, but they might have made more had they, because a lot of people are staying home, not wanting to go back because they're making more on unemployment, and plus the pandemic emergency fee that they're getting, the extra $600 a week.
Right.
Some people are making more staying home than actually going to work, and the essential workers have no choice. The nurses, the doctors, the food industry that are still, making food and doing DoorDash, and people that are doing community work, hitting the streets to feed the community. So you're so right. Good morning, Ray. Hey, Ray, you a little late, Ray. Brother Riva, good morning.
Dr. Samoa?
And Dr. Samoa.
Oh, he was on her. He was on Pep.
Good morning, Pep. Sister Kay, good morning, sister. So yeah, it's a crazy, crazy time right now. And if we can help, you know what I mean? Let's help each other try to get through. I think that's the whole thing. And I think it's the whole lesson here is COVID-19 is crazy. So we're wanting people to, at the very least, mask up and then just help your fellow neighbor that needs a little help or a little push. And there are communities, there are places you can go, people you can talk to that will help you if you need essential items like food and you need help paying a bill. Just reach out to Northern California PI Task Force, reach out to SCDC, Small Community Development Center. San Francisco Tongans Rise Up, Sister Ana Mahina and her group are doing a great job of distributing food, they've got toilet paper and water. If you need it, please reach out. Who else?
Well,
Someone Solutions has been doing a lot of work with COVID-19 testing. There's a lot of COVID-19 testing
and there's
places that they're doing.
all these programs can use help from a volunteer standpoint. So if you're wondering, like, how do I get involved? How can I help? How can I, do things to help the community? All the programs that we promote, we talk about on the show, SCDC, the Regional Task Force, Samoan Solutions, those kind of things. Reach out to them and see if they need help or if they can point you in the right direction.
Yeah, so it's a great. Oh, that's cute. Men is showing me this hat. This hat that covers dogs. I have a dog, an Alaskan Husky, who I love, love, love. Like, she's my baby. And I wasn't a dog person until December. My kids have been begging, like literally begging for a dog. And they all had allergies. So I couldn't forever and a day give them give them a dog. And now that they are grown and have grown out a little bit of their, or a lot out of allergies, I got them a dog for Christmas. And I just love her.
Changed the entire house.
Our whole household revolves around this dog. So if you are a dog person, you totally understand what I'm talking about. But my baby's name is Sunga, and so we're always trying to find accessories. Like Mena bought her a bed, her own bed, and we've gotten hats and toys. And anyway, it's ridiculous. So anyway, where was I going with this?
She's the queen of the house.
Yes, she's the queen of the house. So we love, love, love her.
And if you're a dog owner, you know all the things that could have happened with them getting a dog. They could have got a dog that barks all night, that digs holes in the backyard, that chews on furniture, that is not housebroken. I mean, there's a ton of things that they could have got with their first dog, and they got none of that. They got a perfect, well-behaved, well-mannered, and perfectly tempered dog. Sunga's awesome.
Yeah, we got her. She was potty trained already, and she's 2 years old. And so when we got her, she had to use the bathroom. She went straight to the door. I was like, yes, thank you, Jesus. So I got lucky. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is My Sister's House, which is a nonprofit organization in the Sacramento region. And, because of the pandemic, they've been together. Well, they've been organization for 20 years, and they've been serving the Asian Pacific Islander community, underserved women and children impacted by domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. I know that's kind of crazy, but COVID-19 has left women
Some women are living with their abuser.
With their abuser. And so if you know anyone that's going through this, and I'm sure it's a taboo topic. We don't talk about domestic violence and sexual abuse, and
not only the living with the abuser aspect of it, because that would be new and maybe caused by COVID. Stress is higher, right?
Yes.
So people are freaked out. The abuser, whoever it may be, is probably facing stressors that he or she hasn't had in their lives before COVID. And that's probably a big factor into how much abuse that person's likely to hand out. So I think that if I had to guess, I would think that this is a more stressful time, that domestic abuse and those kind of violence is more prevalent probably now. That's not a empirical study or anything, but just my opinion. There's more stress in society today. There's probably more abuse. Yeah.
So COVID-19 has left many domestic violence survivors isolated with their abusers. So there's a 24/7 helpline crisis line. It's 916-428-3271. 916-428-3271. If you know anyone or you are that person, please call and get some help. They'll help you. That's the quickest way you can get help, is calling that phone number there called My Sister's House. They've been
20 years.
For 20 years they've been doing this, so they can help you safely and help you any way that you need. Alicia Lopez, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. So we talked about COVID. We talked about census. There's been some great census videos, like This Is Me, which is a whole bunch of PIs redid that song. SCDC was in that, that was a great surprise for me to see them. Who else is in there? Give me names. Mark, he is with Halau in Oakland. I forget. Yeah. So go check out all the videos. You just got to Google, and it's a great booster for you
Beautiful video.
to hopefully help you fill out the census 2020.
And footage from all around the world.
Footage from all around the world, and I. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So there you go.
Uh-oh.
I think that's all I got. That's all I got. We were gonna break, but why? I'm done talking. Go fill out your census. Please wear a mask when you're out in public. Practice social distancing. Pacific Islanders, our numbers are way too high. So please practice social distancing. Go follow Pacific Islander COVID-19 response team. Check out the video that they just posted that is narrated by Deja Afrotene. Go follow her also on all social media outlets. She has a great podcast called Afrotene. She's on SoundCloud and tons. Go follow her page. She goes live all the time. For the Culture is another great podcast. Go check them out. Who else? Kavacast. I mean, oh my gosh, Samoan Solutions has they've listed all the podcasts in their group, which I'm going to right now because you need to support your Pacific Islander podcasts and Pacific Islander entrepreneurs. Go shop Pacifica. Like, I forget who I got this from, Mena. Who did I get this from? Lex something.
Lexi?
Salua? Oh, Tongan. Top of the world. Top of the line. There you go. Top of the line.
Top of the line.
I got my hella. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it, but it's my hella poly. Anyway, my boobies hurt. It's a hella poly sweatshirt. I love it. It's comfortable. And it's top of the line. TAPA. So go follow them on Instagram. Who else is on there? Lex 55, they have these really cute playing cards, and they have on the figures, Queen of Hearts is a Samoan Taupo, then they have the Hawaiian, Tahitian. Oh, go check them out. It's
Fearless Wayfinder.
Yes, Fearless Wayfinder. They gave us t-shirts. We love free, so they gave us t-shirts, and not only that, it's a great product. You'll probably they're probably not going to do the turkey trot. But at the Turkey Trot last year in November, Wayfinder, Jordan Fihaki, who is the owner and creator of Wayfinder, he was there. He had a booth and he sold out of all his items. So if you catch him at anything near, or you go follow him on social media.
Once we have events, you'll see him at the events.
Yes.
Once we can have events.
Exactly. So we love for you to shop Pacifica. You're home anyway, right? And you're shopping. So go shop Pacifica. Go check out. Okay, here we go. We have Afakasi Prince. Go follow her. She has great items. That's Amanda. I talked about. 200. That's 2HUNNITCO. He has great items. He's a Bay Area kid, born and raised. Great kid. Let's see who else. Oh, Fa'amalu Designs. Fa'amamalu Designs. Go follow them on Instagram. That's Sister Epi Amavais. She's a graphic designer. We use her all the time. And so she does flyers, she does posters, she does pins.
She does flyers that you need later the same day that you don't even know what you want it to look like. You just send her the information and she sends it back and it looks awesome.
We're having an event in 3 hours. Epi makes our flyer in 5 minutes. So go check out Fa'amamalu Designs on Instagram. Sister Epi runs that. Who else? We are Kava. So what is it? Kavaware. Go follow. I got their shoes. I got the shoe. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Go check them out. Sauce Nails. They do necklaces, earrings. I mean, go shop Pacifica. Please support your Pacifica entrepreneurs, your Bati custom arts. I mean, tons and tons. So I know I can't go through all of them, but shop Pacifica first before you go outside. You never know. You will find something that you love. I have tons and tons of earrings, which I don't have any because I wear hoops because I'm comfortable with hoops. But go shop Pacifica. Go listen to your Pacifica. What is it? Radio
Pacifica Media. And there's
Island
something
Block
for everybody
Radio.
out
Yes.
there. I mean, so we're not for everybody.
Yes.
You may need to check out KavaCast. You may need to check
Yes.
out For the Culture.
Yes.
You may need to check out any kind of different PI media out there. It's
Right.
out there. There's something for everybody. So if we're not your cup of tea, then go find another platform that is, and then come back and check us out again because we might be later.
Yes. Helen, I will put, Helen's asking, can you add those links or put a list on your page? I will do that.
Great idea.
I will do that. And also you can go to Samoan Solutions Instagram page, and they have in their highlights, they put all the Pacifica entrepreneurs, and they put the podcast, PI podcast. So we will definitely do that. And so we are going to, what are we, out? Because I'm
We're
not
out.
sure. Did we just leave? Oh.
We'll
I
wrap
think,
it up.
yeah, we're gone. So thanks for tuning in, right? I think we ended, so we are done. I don't know what happened, but we need to get our shit together.
Wow, Uma.
I don't know what happened, but we need to get our shit together.
The only person I can see is Tama on here.
Oops, sorry, just kidding. So yeah, tune in next Sunday. We'll be back. Have a good day. Happy Sunday.
See you Tuesday.
See you Tuesday at 4 p.m. Essence Amana at 7.
Wa Uma fa.